Hey friends, Megan McIntosh here. How you doing? Welcome to this live stream, this video. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I am going to be talking about mindset today. So if you feel that you are someone that wants to get things done, but sometimes you notice you are procrastinating, or the results aren't coming as fast as you'd like, or there's just something that's perhaps feeling tight or tough about what you're doing, this is going to help you, because this is really the part of getting your goals and your results in a way where you're really energetically calling in your results and attracting in results to you. So if you're there watching live, please let me know. Drop a 1 down below in the comments if you're watching right now. If you're watching the replay, please drop a 2 down below in the comments. You can also do hashtag replay down below. Also, I love to know where you're coming in from, what city, what town, what country. I am just outside of Toronto, Canada, in a suburb, and it's rather chilly out. It's so funny, the weather has been up and down. Some days it's warm, some days it's cold. You just never know. That's a whole nother mindset game in itself when you're worrying about the weather being warm, because we just want it to be nice out, right? So, okay, so thinking about mindset. Oftentimes when I work with clients, I really work with that space, that thought process, those beliefs, those things that you think are important. Everybody talks about mindset and how it's like 80% of the game, but how is that possible, right? If you have the strategy and you know what you're supposed to be doing, maybe you're not doing it, or why is it not coming through? Why are the results not manifesting? So I just want to give you some ways that I personally use mindset and my method that I use to really get me feeling good and get me feeling on board with the goals that I want to achieve. Because a lot about mindset is really getting yourself on board with what you want. Having those desires that you want, that you say that you want, actually line up with what you actually internally want. Now, I know that sounds confusing, but what I mean by this is you might think you want something. You might say, I want 10 new clients or 20 new clients, or I want to bring in all this money, or whatever it is. But there's something internally that might be constraining for you that is not getting those results for you. So maybe it is you're feeling like, well, if I do get them, I am not going to have the time to serve them. Or if I do get them, I don't have the systems set up. If I do get all those clients and I do get all those people right away, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to be exhausted. My energy is going to be depleted. So there's often these subconscious things that are going on that we don't even realize, that are going on behind the scenes, that you sometimes have to pull out to then look at those beliefs that you have, or those current thoughts that you have, to realize, wow, I think I want something and I'm saying it out loud and telling my coach I want it. But really, when I drill down to what my actual beliefs are on that thing that I want, I don't really want them, because there's resistance there. And so that is when you do the mindset work and the reprogramming of your brain and understanding why you're thinking certain things to help you get there. All right, so let's just give you an example of a goal that you might want to have. So whatever that goal is, right? So you can think about it right now. You can write it down. Just think it. What is it that you want? Okay, so it could be a goal for a certain amount of money that you want to bring into your business this month. It could be around a certain amount of clients that you want to bring into your business. Whatever it is, I want you right now to think of something that you want, right? Something that maybe you've been thinking about for a while, that you've been ruminating on, something that you know, oh my gosh, I want this, I'm going to go after it, or I've been going after it, but it's taking a while to get there, and I don't know why, and I don't know what's stopping me, and I just want it now. I just want it yesterday, okay? So I want you to think of that one thing that you just desire beyond desire, right? Because to work in your mindset and to work on your goals, you need to first know what you want. If for some reason you are still unsure of what you want, the likelihood of you getting it is going to be even harder with mindset work, right? If you are thinking, I kind of like this, or I kind of want that, or maybe it's this, maybe it's that, it's going to be harder because you really do need some sort of a target so that your mind can think about it, so that you can set goals for it, or at least you can envision it. So if the thing that you want you haven't got yet, the number one thing is maybe you aren't clear on what you want. If you aren't clear on what you want, it's going to be hard for you to get it. So the first thing is to really get clear on what you want. And this could be in any area of your life, and not just your business, not just money, not just in clients, in any area of your life. If you haven't really written down what you want, if you haven't really gotten close to your desires and really that vision of what you want for yourself, like that picture, that painted picture, that image of what you want, and really feel it and sense it and know it, it's going to be harder to get it. And what's going to happen is other things are going to come to you, right? So other opportunities, other people, because you could be putting out a great vibe, a great energy, but it could be an energy of like, anything comes to me, anything, I'm open for anything, right? Which is fine, but what's going to happen is you might have conflicting things come into your life that you're like, oh, I don't know if I want that, I don't know if I want that, right? Well, the reason why you don't know what you want is because you haven't clearly defined what you want. So that's the first thing I want you to do. I want you to think in whatever area of your life. Now, most of the things I work with my clients on are in business and money and clients, right? But it could be in anything. If you're watching this, maybe it's a relationship. Really want you to get clear on what that looks like and really feel it, sense it, write it down, and envision and imagine that. And I want you to imagine you having it, okay? And I want you to feel yourself having it and feel the joy of it. Or is there some feeling of like, are you still resistant to it? Is there something that's, well, like, I don't know if I can really have that, right? And if you're starting to feel that, then that is going to hold you back without you even realizing. If there's like, well, I don't really know, it's a little bit fuzzy, I don't really know exactly what that is, that is going to mean that you're not going to be able to go after it because you're not really having a clear view of what it is that you want. Okay, so that's the first thing, is you want to get super, super clear on what you want and super in alignment with it, in belief in it, and like deciding that that is what you want, like making that commitment that that is what you want. And that's another step in mindset, is really to understand that you envision it and you see it and you're like, this is it. But if you aren't making that decision right now to want it, to need it, to have it, then it's going to be far off, right? And what that's going to mean is it'll show up whenever it shows up, right? If you're just like, well, I want this, but it could happen in 5 years, it could happen in 10 years, whenever. You want to be like, it's here, it's now, I'm excited, it's coming, it's coming. You want to feel that, because what that's going to do is that's going to give you the energy to really know the actions to take to help you get closer to it. But if you're like, it seems so far off and it's this big vision, it's going to be far off, right? That's happened to me a lot, because I have a lot of big visions and a lot of ideas of what I want in my life. But sometimes I'm thinking, well, it's going to come eventually, right? And what that does is that makes my mind see it way far off in the future, so far off that my brain doesn't even want to focus on it. So I try and bring that energy closer to me, bring that manifestation to speed up to me by really thinking about it. No, this is something I want right now. Whatever that clear thing is that I want, there's no reason why I can't have it right now, right? So if you're looking at it way far off in the future, it could be that you aren't really ready for it right now. And there's some things that are not really in place in your life or in your business or in your systems that is hampering you from getting it, because you're like holding yourself back, okay? But now, if you know what you want, you're like, I know what I want. Don't worry. I know exactly what I want. I want it now. I want it yesterday. Oh my God. I'm so excited. It's going to be here. It's happening. I know it. This is meant for me. This is meant for me right now. I can't believe it's not here yet. I can't believe I don't have it yet, right? That's the energy you want to be in, right? You want to be in like, oh my gosh, this is happening. This is it. This is it. oh, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. If you're like, yeah, no, I want this now, that's what you want to feel, okay? So then if you're like, no, Megan, I want this now, this is the next thing you want to do, right? See the difference in the energy? Hey, Caroline, nice to see you. The next thing you want to do is you want to act as if. Now, a lot of people say this. What the heck is acting as if, right? How do we do that? How do we literally act as if? So the idea is if you want something and you know you want it, are you doing the actions? Are you having the behaviors and the habits of someone that already has that? Do you have your system set up? Are you organized so that when that thing comes to you, whether it's a whole bunch of clients, whether it's your money, whatever it is, a new relationship, are you set up so that when that comes to you, you're going to feel like, I'm ready, I'm prepared, I've been waiting for this, this is obvious, this is inevitable, okay? So let me give you an example in terms of clients. So if you're telling me I want to get full up, booked up with clients, have all the clients in the world, and you're saying that, but then you're not doing the things to book yourself up with clients, it's almost like a resistance, right? You need to do the uncomfortable things outside of just like thinking about what you want. So if you want to get booked up with clients, what does someone that already has a boatload of clients and a waiting list of clients have in their business, right? What would they be acting like? How would they be acting? So you have to put yourself into that position of the person who already has exactly what you want. So if you're someone saying to me and I'm coaching with you and you're saying, I just want to be booked up with clients, I want 10 new clients, this is what I want, I'm like, great. Okay, now we need to figure out that if you already had 10 clients, what are the things that you would be doing in your business on a daily basis as someone who already has those clients, okay? And if I were to say to you, you'd probably be someone that has a virtual assistant, or you have support of some kind, and you're resisting that, and you're saying, oh, I don't know if I have the money, I don't know about that, I'm not feeling certain about that. You're not acting as a person who already has the results, because you're acting as a person who's still in scarcity, who's still in the mindset of like, well, I don't have the clients yet, so I really can't afford that. It's almost like sometimes you have to jump and do the actions before you see the results, right? So it's almost like, well, like what comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? You need to act in every little aspect of your life and as your business as someone who already has what you want. So what would that person be doing? And you have to think about that person and who that person is. How are they showing up, right? How are they showing up in their business? Are you currently showing up in your business as little fuzz, as a person that already has 10 clients? Have you got your scheduling system set up? Have you got your consistent marketing going out? Do you have like a system where you're following up with people? Do you know what that is? Are you actually doing those things? Are you sending out emails? How is your system organized, right? Are you organized? Do you have it so that if those 10 clients came on, would you be able to handle them? Or are you in that place where you're like, I want 10 clients, but you're still like not even doing the marketing to get the clients, not in any consistent activity, not creating the content, not really going after it, not doing the hard things, not doing the uncomfortable things like reaching out to people or putting your thought leadership out there, enhancing your energy. Like one of the things that I do before a client call or when I want to get myself energized, sometimes before I live stream, although I didn't do that today, but I might have a bath, right? I'm like, if I'm feeling my energy is like all over the place, I need to calm myself down, I'll be like, I'm going to have a bath, or I'm going to go for a walk, right? But that is something that I know the mindset of someone that is successful and what they do. They don't, someone over here who's maybe like, oh no, I just have to keep working harder. I just have to keep working harder, and they're burning themselves out, are not realizing that aspects of that higher level person and that person who's acting as is actually taking care of their energy. That is like one of the main jobs you have to do, because you have to make sure that your energy is on fire. You have to make sure that you've got like no leaky energy, right? So you have to act as if. So you have to act as if in, number one, your thoughts. Okay, what are you thinking? Are you thinking things that are pulling you away from people, pulling you away from clients, right? So some of the things that you might be thinking is, well, what if I don't get them results, or I don't know about my method, or what if I'm not good enough, or what if they sign up with me and I screw it all up, and oh my gosh, what if I don't deliver the results I want them to get, right? If you're starting to feel these things, that is going to make you subconsciously push away clients, right? You want to be in that energy of like, I am the best. I know what I'm doing. I know my method. I know how great I am. And I'm going to show up like that. And so you have to constantly be thinking all the different areas of what if, as if, acting those ways, right? In terms of your energy, in terms of your thoughts, in terms of your beliefs. Okay, so some of the beliefs that you have to think of is, what would someone believe in all circumstances if they were booked up, if they had a waiting list, if they're doing well in their business? What do they believe? They believe that that's what it's meant to be. They believe that their work is of higher service. They believe that they are the best coach for their client. And they're constantly renewing up those beliefs. They're believing that there's clients everywhere. And if there's different beliefs that you can bring in, but it's really important to know what those beliefs are to create that feeling of success, that feeling of I'm there, I know what I'm doing, and I feel confident, right? And that is really a lot of what the mindset is getting yourself in that feeling of like confidence, honestly. And sometimes, of course, there's going to be days where you're not feeling that confident and the days that you're feeling off. But the thing is you want to be able to turn that around and realize that if you are in any way feeling off, that you know how to shift that energy during the workday, right? Because if you're someone that is like successful in your business and you have clients, yes, you might be like tired for a moment or hungry or whatever, but you're usually in the flow zone. Okay, so when I'm working, I don't usually, sorry, someone just texted me. When I'm in when I'm in the flow zone, when I'm working with my clients and doing my coaching, I don't really think, oh, I'm not confident in doing this. It's just not something that really comes into my head. And so I think that you sort of have to realize that like there's comes to a point where you have to start having belief in what you do. And I'm sure you do. But I think that sometimes what happens is if we don't have the client or we're feeling that comparison with other people, it can bring down the confidence. So like mindset really does help you believe in yourself, and you can do affirmations to believe in it. You can really hype yourself up. There's different things that you can do. For me, I do hype myself up. Like I get myself energized. I listen to music. I go outside, but really it's just reminding myself the things that make me feel good. Now, another thing that you can do is you can read past testimonials, right? If you're worried that, am I good enough? You can read, why don't you keep your testimonials so you feel good about it, right? That you're like, oh my God, of course, I'm amazing. Like, why am I doubting myself, right? Okay. So act as if in every area of your life. Act as if in how you're showing up with your clients. Now, what is going to be in line with you? It doesn't mean you have to wear makeup. It doesn't mean you have to look amazingly gorgeous or pretty or any of that kind of thing, right? It means that you want to show up in integrity as the person that you know is your highest self, okay? So when I'm coaching with clients, I do like to look nice. I don't necessarily like dress up to the nines, but I do like to look nice. I like to be professional. I like to be present, right? And so I want you to think of that. I think it's really important sometimes, especially working from home, that sometimes we come here and we're just like wearing our PJs or not really caring what we look like, which is fine. There's days for that. But I do think that when you realize your coaching style and what makes you feel good, it could just be something that makes you feel good, right? For me, I like to look nice. I like to wear makeup sometimes. I like to dress nice, because that makes me feel good. That makes me feel powerful. I know it sounds silly, but it does. So when I'm like walking around like a ragamuffin, it doesn't mean that I'm, don't feel powerful, but I just know that my energy isn't the same as when I'm dolled up, I feel good, I feel on fire, I feel like I look nice. Like that gives me that energy. It's almost like that Beyonce where she gets on stage and she has that new star stage in person, right? So I want you to think about that. I want you to act as if in your thoughts, in your beliefs, and your energy, but also your way of dress, your way of feeling, your way of speaking, your way of like posturing yourself and holding yourself, the way that you show up energetically, the way you're speaking, right? You want to exude that person that you know you are, right? That person that you know you are that best person as. So I just kept saying best person, but what I'm really saying is that I think that you know when you're on, right? You know when you are like, I'm on fire. I feel good. This is amazing. I feel like anything I touch turns to gold, right? That is what you want to get that feeling for when you want to go after something. You want to almost feel like, oh my gosh, like look at me right now. I feel amazing. I feel on fire. And it's getting yourself into that feeling because that feeling is going to multiply you to take more actions, to feel good, to show up with energy, to feel happy. And people are going to feel that energy back at you, right? Back from you. And so that's something that I really encourage you to think about. All right, what's another thing? What's another mindset thing? Okay, getting support before you're ready. So I think that a lot of us try to do things ourselves, which is something that we like to do if we're good at a lot of things and we're multitaskers and multi-passionate. They really think it's important that to save your energy, to really understand your zone of genius and getting support and getting your system set up so that when those results do come, that you're organized, that you feel like, oh my God, I'm like overwhelmed. I don't know what to do with all these people, all these clients coming in, like that you feel supported, that you feel ready, right? What is that going to do to your brain? If you feel like, wow, oh my God, my systems are set up. I know my follow-up system. I know how to onboard my clients. I got my autoresponders organized. I know how I'm going to send the contract off. Oh my gosh, I just send that there. They just go here for the follow-up. I just send this off. You're going to feel very prepared and organized, and your brain is going to be like, well, I'm ready. Come on back. Come on over and sign up with me because you're going to be in that space where you are ready to take on those clients. And that is something that I always encourage my clients to do is if you're thinking, I want to take on clients, do you have the space, number one, in your calendar to take those clients on? Can you literally put that space in your calendar and be like client number 1 or client number 2 or client number 3 and see where they would go? So it's almost like, here it is, here's where you're supposed to show up, right? Put it in your calendar. And then knowing, do you have those systems in place so that when they do come to you, it's almost like, oh, I'm so organized, I am ready. Because one of the things that stop us from getting clients and getting the money that we want in our business is really sometimes we don't really know how much time we have for the clients. And so maybe we're already exhausted, we're already busy, we're already spent. And what that means is like there's a part of you that doesn't really want to bring them on because you're like, I'm already too tired. Looking at my calendar, it's busy. I just don't feel like it, right? So you have to create that space so that you're like, I have plenty of space for all these new people that are going to come into my life. I'm so organized and systemized for all these new people to come into my life. I'm so supported with my help and my assistant and whoever, so that when they come on, it's all going to be working smoothly. Obviously, nothing's ever going to work smoothly 100%. There's going to be sometimes that things, mishaps happen or whatever it is, right? Maybe email goes off wrong. But the thing is you want to feel like that so that when they come to you, you're like, of course they're coming to me. Of course, I've just like made it so easy for them to be attracted and to come into my life. Okay, so the next thing I want you to talk about is becoming consistent. Sorry, I've been talking a lot today, so my voice is really like, ugh. I've had so many conversations and Zoom calls today. Oh my goodness. I'm like, I am spent. Okay. What was I going to say? Okay, being in consistency with basically showing up as that person in every activity that they do, right, for their business, and knowing what those activities are. So you know what you need to do. Let's just be honest. You probably deep down know all the things that you have to be doing to get your clients, to get booked up, but there's maybe certain things that you haven't systemized, right? Maybe you haven't systemized your content to go out. Maybe it's not being, you don't have schedules. The reason why I do a Facebook Live video in my Facebook group every Monday at 7 p.m. every single week is because I know that not everyone is going to be in my group 24/7. There's going to be some people that come in here and check out my posts and that kind of thing. But if they know every single Monday at 7 p.m. I go live in my group, if they like my live videos, they'll say, oh, I can just go in on Mondays, or I can catch up the replay, right? People like things where they know and have expectations for when it's going to happen and when things are going to be going out, or when they expect things to happen. And so I want you to think about that in your business. What are the things that you can do to prime your audience that they expect you to show up in a specific way? What is that going to do? That is going to endear them to you. That is going to make them trust you. And it's also going to make you trust yourself. It's going to make you trust yourself to do the things that you know you're supposed to be doing repeatedly. It's going to help you have discipline, but it's also going to help that consistency muscle. And that is one of the most important things we have in our business is consistency, right? Like if you are just consistent doing the marketing and selling actions in your business, there's no way you can't be booked up. But the reason why a lot of people don't get booked up is because of the stop and start mentality, right? You try one strategy and you do it for a little bit, it's not working, and you stop and then you switch over to this strategy and it doesn't work, and you're just like all over the place. The thing is that's going to get you to be consistently booked up with clients is really to be constantly consistent with a strategy and keep going when it maybe doesn't feel like it's working, and just keep implementing. And then what you do is you do those micro changes, those micro tweaks to that strategy, so that strategy gets better and better as you go. Like there's no way it's not going to work. I've seen it over and over and over again when you consistently keep working the strategy, keep perfecting the strategy, making it better, and having that belief in that strategy, having belief in the knowing that it's going to work for you, and then it's just a matter of time. And knowing that there is sometimes that space and time from your belief and your mindset and doing the action from the results to show up. And can you stay in that uncomfortableness? Can you stay in that period of time where you're waiting and it's not happening and you're like, why isn't it here yet? If you keep going through that period of time where it's not happening and you're wondering, where are my results? Where is it going? But you keep going and you keep doing those micro changes and doing those shifts and constantly working on your belief and constantly being like, it's coming. I know it's coming. It's happening. It can't not happen. I've been doing the mindset work. I've been doing the actions. I know it's going to happen. You constantly say, oh, it's getting closer. I know it's getting closer. It's just a matter of time. And then while you're thinking those things, at the same time, you can start saying, well, what can I do to make it even faster? What can I do? What are some uncomfortable things that I can do to speed it up, right? And you're going to know. You are going to know, and you're going to say, what can I do to speed it up? What other things can I do? And you're going to be like, I don't really want to do that. I don't know if I want to do that, right? And you have to start asking yourself those questions. Say, hey, what are those mindset things that I can do? What's something else that I can believe for this to come to me? What else can I know about myself that this can come to me? What else can I know about this process for this to work, right? And constantly be journaling on that and really building that belief constantly. And then also understanding why maybe it's not happening. So you can also ask yourself questions like, okay, I've been working at this for a while, and for some reason it's not happening, and I feel like I'm doing all the right things. I feel like I'm doing now. If you're saying, well, I know I'm not being consistent, then you have to go back to the strategy and be consistent and keep going. But if you're like, I'm doing the strategy, I'm doing the things, I don't know why it's not working, then you have to really constantly be saying, okay, what is it? Sorry, my battery. What is it that I'm feeling resistance here? Why do I feel like this isn't happening for me? Is it that I don't have the time? Do I feel like an energy gap? Do I feel tired? What is it? And you just got to write it through, right? And just really deep dive into your own mindset. Deep dive into the beliefs. Okay, what am I believing right here? Okay, so right now you could be saying to yourself, I want to get booked up with clients. I want all these clients. And then you can write, okay, how interesting. It's interesting that right now I'm doing the actions, I'm doing everything I need to. Wonder why. Like get curious with yourself and say, wonder why it's taking me a while. Wonder what are the things that I can do to help me get there. What is it that I'm missing? And then just journal it, right? And it could be like anything could pop up. It could be like, well, you're not being consistent enough. Or maybe you realize, you know what? I'm doing a lot of posts out there, but I'm not doing enough video. Maybe people aren't seeing me enough. Am I willing to get more visible? Am I willing to put my videos out there? Or maybe you're saying, I feel like I am just talking to my audience. I feel like people aren't really seeing me outside of my own social media. Maybe I need to do something where I'm reaching out where more people outside of my social media will see me, right? You're going to start knowing the answers. And it could be like, no, I'm doing all the marketing right. What could it be? Maybe it's I'm just not feeling like that I want those people to come right now. Why? What is it that I feel like I'm not ready for them to come for me? What is it? Is it that belief in my offer? Is it the belief in what I am doing right now, right? And so like I'm just pretending that I'm in your brain, but really that's what you need to do is you're constantly like when you're doing the activities, you want to number one, find out, are you doing the actions that you know you should be doing? If you're not, you got to continue to be consistent at them, right? In terms of strategy, in terms of marketing and selling. And you might look and say, well, I feel like this is maybe why they're not coming. I'm maybe not out there enough. Maybe not enough people have seen me, right? And you have to start believing that, oh, there is a reason, right? It's not just like this mindset thing where, oh, if I keep wishing that they're going to come, they're going to come. That's part of it, obviously. Part of it is seeing it, believing it, and feeling it. But you often have to be realistic with yourself. And you have to be realistic in terms of, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. I've only been showing up for 2 weeks. Or that kind of makes sense. I've only been showing up for 2 months. And I've been kind of sporadic about it and not consistent about it, right? You have to get realistic with all areas of the way you're showing up, your energy, your consistency, how you're doing it, what you're doing. And I want you to think about all those things. And it really is a matter of going deeper. So my mindset method really comes down to thinking about my energy, thinking about the strategy, the marketing and sales strategy I'm doing, and then like the little minute things that I'm doing about those strategies and what can I do to like shift those so that maybe they work better or they have more clarity with my clients that I'm trying to bring in. So the mindset, the energy, the strategy, and then looking at any areas of my life or my own resistance and wondering why I wouldn't want something coming into my life and what is it that maybe I'm resisting? Does it have to do with an energy, a time thing, a calendar issue? Maybe someone else, maybe someone in your life, if you did show up in a different way and you did get all that, they would be upset at you for it, right? You have to really go deeper into that. And so I like to do journaling on this kind of thing and really understand my own mindset and really understand my belief levels and all these things, right? Am I doing enough? I want these clients to come to me, but am I really showing up and doing uncomfortable things to help them be known to me, to be attracted to me, to be called in to my business, right? And so it's like these little tweaks, these little things that when you feel sometimes you're doing all the things, a lot of times it's just you're doing a lot of overthinking, but you're really not looking at your business as a big picture and your mindset and your energy and going like the minute things that are literally possible, why it's not happening. And then you need to do, once you go through everything, you're like, no, I feel like it's all good. I feel like everything I'm doing is right. Then it's a matter of saying, it's just timing, right? The timing and me doing this enough that it starts happening. And that energy of knowing it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's here, it's here, it's here. So I know it's done, it's done, it's done, it's done. And like, just, it's like these small things that you have to believe and you have to really truly believe and know in your vision and your desire of what you want. If you don't know what you want, it's not going to come. So you need to know with complete clarity, and you have to be like, it's done. I want it. I want it. And you need to want it so badly and know that it's going to happen, that it's like a no-brainer, that it's happening, it's done. Oh my gosh, you're excited for it, right? So that's it. That's my mindset method. I know it's all different woo-woo and kind of all over the place, but really it's a lot of small tweaks. It's a lot of understanding my own brain. It's looking at yourself, understanding your brain, understanding like the reality of your situation. Knowing, okay, like be real with yourself. Don't BS yourself. Know where you are. Do you really know what you want? Are you 100% clear on it? If you're not, that's the first thing you need to do. The next thing is your energy in the right place? Or are you depleted of energy, right? Do you have time in your calendar for what you want? And are you acting as if that person that already has it? Are you literally doing the things that are uncomfortable to get what you want? Or are you pretending that you're doing them, or thinking, I don't feel like doing that today. I don't want to do that today. I don't know. It's outside of my comfort zone. You need to start acting like that person. You need to step it up. You need to be almost like beyond the person that you already are. You have to become that next level person and really feel like I am the boss. I am the bomb. I'm amazing. And these are all the things that I'm going to do to get what I want, right? And show up like that. Show up like that every single day. Show up like that every single day, and constantly look at your beliefs. Constantly look at your beliefs and your thinking patterns, and listen, like, what are you saying to yourself during the day? What are you thinking during the day? Are these thoughts serving you? Are these beliefs serving you? Or do you need to eradicate them and put new ones in, and constantly be thinking new ones and be reminding yourself of who you are and how amazing you are? So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.